Today we're taking a look at these NFL matches, which are happening on Sunday, December 11th, 2022, and giving you match breakdowns, betting tips and predictions in general on these games. Welcome back to High Stakes. Before we dive into our video, don't forget to subscribe and push that notification bell to get notified as soon as we release these sport prediction videos. Also, check out our perks and join the High Stakes membership. Joining the High Stakes membership is easy, is cheap, but it will help a lot in the growth process of this channel. Plus, if you would like more betting tips and predictions, then check out our Patreon in the link down below. Our new Patreon is a way for us to help you improve your chances of making more money. Multiple plans are available for each and every one of you. By becoming a member of the High Stakes Patreon, you will have access to our best team picks, total picks, parlay picks and much more. Stop wasting hours of your time searching for bad betting predictions that ends up costing you a lot of time and money. Join the High Stakes Patreon now and get the best betting picks. Going back to our video, we will give you 2 betting picks for each game, a team pick and a total pick based on facts and detailed explanation. One more thing before we start, check out our new channel High Stakes Props and Parlays, where you can find our player props and parlay picks predictions. You will find the link in the description and comments section below. And make sure to watch our videos till the end so you don't miss any of our picks. Dallas Cowboys vs Houston Texans. The Houston Texans are not winning games, but I expect them to cover here considering this huge spread. 3 of the Texans' road losses have been by 8 or fewer points, and this spread is at 17 points. I believe the Texans will have success on the ground led by Dameon Pierce. He is averaging a solid 4.3 yards per carry and has posted several outstanding performances, rushing for 131 yards against the Chargers and 139 against the Eagles, to name a few. One area that Dallas can be solved is on the ground. They are squandering 130 rushing yards per game, pegging them 24th in the NFL. Furthermore, this will be a classic trap game. Dallas will win this game, but it's one of those games where the favorite will underestimate the dog. Also, Houston has a strong pass defense that stands 13th in the entire NFL and should do enough to at least contain Prescott. Only one of the Texans' defeats this season has been by more than 17 points. Take Houston Texans plus 17 points. I fully expect Dallas to run this score up in a dominating fashion as they did last week against the Colts. Houston doesn't have a good offense, and their starting quarterback has thrown 11 interceptions this season, so expect the Dallas defense to come up big for the second consecutive game. The Cowboys have been moving the ball downfield efficiently too, doing a good job switching up the air attack and ground attack. With the dynamic duo Prescott and Lamb, the passing offense will be dangerous against a defense that doesn't have any big secondary weapons. Parsons is going to cause chaos for the Texans' offense, which will force errant throws and big turnovers. I expect this game to be a blowout with Dallas putting up a lot of points again. Take the over 44.5 points. Denver Broncos vs Kansas City Chiefs. Kansas City is looking like one of the top Super Bowl contenders yet again this season, going 9-3 through its first 12 games. The Chiefs were riding a 5-game winning streak prior to their 27-24 loss at Cincinnati last week, winning 3 of those 5 games by double digits. They are now going to be playing the second game of a 3-game road trip that concludes with a visit to Houston next week. Kansas City led Cincinnati 24-20 in the fourth quarter on Sunday and was amid another strong drive before tight end Travis Kelce lost a fumble. The Bengals capitalized with a scoring drive that wound up being the final points of the game. Denver's extremely disappointing season continued last week in a 10-9 loss to Baltimore as the Ravens put together a late scoring drive without star quarterback Lamar Jackson on the field. The Broncos entered the year with Super Bowl aspirations after signing quarterback Russell Wilson from Seattle, but that experiment has gone haywire. They have lost 8 of their last 9 games since opening the season with a 2-1 record, losing each of their last 4 games following a win against Jacksonville in London. The Broncos have not scored more than 16 points in a loss since Week 4 against Las Vegas. Well, I can't blame anyone lining up to fade Denver right now. I don't think backing the Chiefs at this inflated price is a good idea. The line opened too low at 6.5, but it has been bet up too high to 9 after the first few days of betting action. Kansas City has only covered the spread 2 times in its last 5 games, when favored by more than a touchdown against Denver, and the Broncos have one of the best defenses in the NFL. They have not slowed down in recent weeks despite the ineptitude of their offense, holding teams scoreless for quarters on end at times. Denver is going to be looking to control the clock with short passes, runs and its defense, which creates value at this large of a number. Take Denver plus 9 points. Both defenses have been playing pretty well this season, as Kansas City is allowing 22.5 points per game, while Denver is giving up 17 points per game thus far. Denver's offense has been brutal as they have failed to reach 20 points in each of their previous 4 games, including one overtime game. Denver has gone under in 8 straight games. KC has gone under in 2 straight and 4 of their last 5. The under is 5-1 in their previous 8 games against one another. Go with under 43.5 points in this game. San Francisco 49ers vs Tampa Bay Buccaneers. Tampa Bay started the season slowly, but has slowly built up momentum of late and has worked itself right into the thick of the playoff race. Last week's big comeback over the Saints kept them in the driver's seat when it comes to the NFC South standings, while making it their 3rd win in their last 4 games as well. An overtime loss to the Browns 2 weeks ago was a surprise, and the last 4 weeks also haven't seen them play the most dangerous of opponents. With the 49ers looking like a Super Bowl contender, while also forcing the Bucs to travel out to the West Coast, this could be an interesting game for Tampa Bay to try to navigate. They have a losing record on the road this season, but with a tougher schedule coming up over the next few weeks, grabbing the upset in this one would be instrumental. The 49ers had to deal with injuries on the defensive side of the ball for much of the first half of the season, and just as they started to get healthy on that side of the ball, the offense has now been impacted. Onto their 3rd-string quarterback, plenty of questions remain as to how San Francisco, who look like an NFC favorite, will continue to find success the rest of the way. Taking on Tampa Bay should be a good test for this group, as well talented and a likely playoff team, they are definitely beatable. The 49ers have won 5 in a row as they head into this one, and taking down the Dolphins with ease last week certainly turned some heads. With this being their 3rd straight home game, San Francisco will definitely be looking to improve on that 5-1 record at home. Even though San Francisco has a number of injuries to navigate, especially on the offensive side of things, they'll be able to come away with a win in this one. The defense is the talk of this team, where they rank 1st in the league in a number of categories. Tampa Bay has struggled to run the ball, and with San Francisco's ability to generate a strong pass rush in passing situations, they should be able to limit Brady's efficiency in this one. Even with the questions on the offensive side, San Francisco will still have some talent to turn to, which will be more than enough to come away with a win. Additionally, according to Covers.com, the 49ers are 5-1 at TS in their last 6 games against teams that don't have a winning record. Take 49ers minus 3.5 points. The Tampa Bay Buccaneers have been a train wreck for most of the season, yet it appears they'll coast to an NFC South division title and host a playoff game. They looked terrific for the first 55 minutes against the Saints on Monday Night Football this past week, but thanks to an epic New Orleans choke, they were able to pull off a miracle comeback and erase a 13-point deficit in the final few minutes. It was a fun moment for Tom Brady and this Buccaneers offense, but it doesn't mean all their issues are magically solved. They still looked anemic for most of the game, and we're still talking about a unit that has scored more than 22 points just once all season. And that was all the way back in Week 4. The team is still without star offensive tackle Tristan Wirfs, who injured his ankle a couple of weeks ago, and that could prove disastrous here against a talented 49ers pass rush anchored by Nick Bosa. Brady has been skittish in the pocket at times and clearly doesn't trust his protection, and those issues should only be exacerbated here on the road against an elite defensive front. The 49ers are going to get this one done mostly with their defense. Tampa won't have any success running the ball against a defensive front that allows only 3.3 yards per rush attempt, and Tom Brady isn't going to have much time to throw behind a patchwork offensive line. Brady and Mike Evans haven't been on the same page at all recently, and the 49ers linebackers, led by Fred Warner, are great at covering the middle of the field, so Chris Godwin won't be able to do his usual damage out of the slot. On the other side, Brock Purdy might be in a great situation, but he is still a rookie 7th rounder, making his first career start against a tough defense. Neither side is going to light up the scoreboard here. Take the under, 37 points.